Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Frances and I do videos on fashion, lifestyle, and home decor and nursing school. Today I'm actually 25 weeks and I just wanted to show you how baby is growing. So here little baby is getting so big. You can't really tell from the front, but as soon as I go to the side, there the baby is. Today I'll be sharing with you my top 5 first and second trimester must-haves. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'll be going over things for anti-nausea, your essentials like the prenatals, for skincare, sleep, and for education purposes for pregnancy. So first, I'm actually going to start with anti-nausea. So that is something I struggled with during the entire first trimester. Luckily, I didn't vomit or anything. I was just nauseous all the time, most of the time. I would say like 85 to 90% of the time. I would always lay down. I would not want to take any car rides. I wouldn't want to go out of the house. And so I did in the beginning invest in these ginger drops, which I'll show here. These are just pretty much like cough drops, but they're just ginger flavored, and I sucked on them to help with my nausea. And then also I sipped on ginger tea, but then I started not to like the ginger tea flavor, so I kind of stopped using those. So then I went ahead and went with the classic Altoids, because you know mint is usually something that does help with nausea. And before I got pregnant, I did struggle with vertigo. I didn't really struggle with vertigo during the first trimester, although I could have confused it with the nausea, but I didn't have to take my Dramamine and I didn't want to, so I just stayed in bed. And luckily I was working from home and I was learning from home during nursing school, so it helped to just lay down all the time. And then also I discovered these C-band mamas. These are actually acupressure wristbands, so you actually put it here on your wrist. Let me show you. There's actually an acupressure point here right between, I think, the tendon. If you put like 2 fingers here, the tip of the index finger is like right where the little button should be. So if I turn it inside out, you can see there's like a little pressure button in there. And I need to use my pill shaver on this because I wear it a lot, but I used to wear it a lot. So you can see like the diameter is really narrow, so it hugs your wrist, and it's made for all wrist sizes, and so it would just put pressure on it all day. And then I would wear it all day. I would wear it before we got into the car, at least 30 minutes before, so that I don't put it on while we're in the car ride, because obviously you're gonna get car sick, and I would get car sick even if I was sitting in the front. So I'd always put it on to prevent any severe nausea. And then of course at the end of the day there would be like a little circle here, and you can remove it when you're not feeling well if it's making it worse or if you're overheating or anything. And I just recommend these, and of course I will link everything down below. So you first time mamas, you can, or second time, or ones who don't even know these existed, go ahead and check that out. Obviously this is our first baby, so I've been taking a lot of precautions and just researching a lot, just because I do have health issues. I did mention I was depressed. I struggled with vertigo and had neck pains from my stroke, and so this is why I had to research a lot of items to help get me through the first and second trimester. Luckily, only the first part of the second trimester is when my nausea continued, and so it pretty much disappeared. And I feel my energy did come back in the second trimester. And of course, you cannot forget about your essentials. So the classic nature-made prenatals. I just got the standard one from Costco. Actually, I think this is from Target, but I did get the huge one from Costco. I actually started taking prenatals last summer. You obviously have to keep yourself hydrated. If you are vomiting or not vomiting, but if you're always nauseous, you always have to stay hydrated. You know, everything going in your body, and I just invested in a good water bottle. You know, because especially if you're working from home, you don't want to constantly get up. And we did buy like the Kirkland Costco sized water bottle packages, and it was just a pain to get rid of all the water bottles and recycle them. They're actually still sitting in our backyard waiting to be recycled. But I got me and Reggie, I got myself a white one and him a black one. And this is just how it looks. You can also put some fruit in it, and I put fruit sometimes like strawberries or mint. But I love this because it fits. I also researched to make sure that it fits in our cup holders in the car. that is something for sure. You need to invest in a cute water bottle, one to go, one that you can like seal, so if you're a mom on the go. In addition to the prenatals and the water bottle, I actually do recommend compression socks, because later from the mid to end of second trimester, I noticed that my legs were cramping a lot. There would be nights where I would wake up in pain because my leg would cramp so much. And we sleep in, our mattress adjusts to 0 gravity, which is like your feet go up and your head go up, so you're just in 0 gravity. I don't know how to explain it. I would wake up with cramps and I would be screaming. It was so painful. It would remind me of like the neck cramps that I used to get, or like the phantom pain I used to get when I had my stroke the first month. And I would just scream, and like my calf would be so tight for the next week and a half. And obviously it's because the more weight that I have gained for the baby, my legs are carrying more weight that it's not used to. So I guess I'm assuming, what I've read and researched in articles, is that because I'm carrying more weight, it has, obviously the circulation is not that great when you're pregnant. So yeah, you got to take care of yourself. And because I'm in nursing school, I did invest in compression socks since we're always on our feet. So these are nursing compression socks, obviously, because it says Nurse Love Healthcare and there's like a stethoscope on it. These are the ones, these are very long. These go up to like at least right underneath your knee. And I did actually invest in the no-show compression socks, because I do wear those while I work out. They help get the circulation flowing. And I also invested in the long ones because since I was traveling down south to nursing school, I was always on the airplane, and all the airplanes were packed when I would fly in and out of SoCal. And so I just sat there with the compression socks. I couldn't move, I couldn't get up to walk around. I mean, I did when I used the bathroom on the airplane, but it was just such a pain to because I always had to sit by the window too, because I would get so nauseous from the plane takes off. My third must-have for pregnancy is skincare items. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about things for my face, things for the bump, because our women's bodies are so amazing that we're just stretching. We're stretching to house this baby for free for for the next 3 months. And it was just something I knew I had to invest in, is skincare. I did mention that I was breaking out like crazy. I started to develop cystic acne on my face more. Now that I'm in the second trimester, my skin has started to clear up, and I do have the occasional breakout, but I did start breaking out on my chest and my back, and I've never broken out in those areas prior to pregnancy at all 30 plus years of my life. But let me go ahead and start for the face. Obviously, you have to, inquire with your OB and your dermatologist to make sure that these items are safe for you. So what I was using, or I do continue to use, is Cetaphil, the Gentle Facial Cleanser, and the Gentle Body Wash, just because I do struggle with eczema and dry skin, and I also have combination skin too, so it's really confusing and tricky with my skin. Because I broke out so much, I did start to scar, or not scar, but I started to develop, dark circles and pigmented spots. And so I went ahead and invested in the Drunk Elephant C Firma Day Serum. And everybody knows that the shelf life for vitamin C is usually like 5 to 6 months. So, and it's always in an enclosed bottle, like a dark bottle, because it'll make it last longer if it's in a sealed bottle. I use this every day. Every morning I use it, and it's part of my morning routine. I also have a nighttime routine as well, but this is a must-have for me. I usually cleanse my skin, put this on first, and then next would be my moisturizer. So I was using, I think, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Lotion or Magic Moisturizer. I used that entire bottle up, and I was just like, oh, let me try something new. So I went ahead and tried the Pharmacy. I don't know if you can see this here, but this is the Pharmacy Oil-Free Gel Moisturizer. It's the Daily Greens. It has natural products, is what it states here. Actually, you can't really read all the products on the box, but this is part of like a sample package that I bought, and I just wanted to try it out. It goes on my skin really well. However, I don't like the smell, and I think it is because of pregnancy, because obviously your senses do become more sensitive when you are pregnant. If you hadn't know that, that's what I'm learning along the way. So I'm just trying to use this bottle up and then I'm gonna go get a new one, probably just the Drunk Elephant moisturizer. And then of course, SPF is always important, doesn't matter if you're pregnant or not. I always use SPF on my daily routine. Doesn't matter if you're going outside, you're working from home, if your desk is next to a window, or if you're driving anywhere, you always have to put SPF on your face or any of your areas of your skin that are exposed to the sun. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, if it's raining, there's still UV rays, so take care of your skin. This will help maintaining the elasticity and your youth in your skin. And so my skin is really sensitive, and I can't use like over-the-counter like banana boat sunscreens ever since I was like in high school. So I did a lot of research, and it turns out I can only use the expensive ones. Unfortunately, I do invest in that. I tend to use SkinCeuticals, Obagi, and Ulta skincare is actually the line I use once in a while, but in comparison to SkinCeuticals and Obagi, this one popped up as the most safest during pregnancy. And this one here is the Ulta UV Pure Broad Spectrum SPF 47. I do recommend getting SPF 50 and above. That's the best thing you can do. And also don't forget to reapply when you wear sunscreen. I usually try to do it every 3 hours, especially if I'm in the sun or driving. I will always reapply, and I always apply it an hour before I go out in the sun. This one is water resistant. It does go on, it says it's face and body physical sunscreen. It goes on like pasty, makes you white. You just gotta give it a good rub inside. I also do have the tinted one as well, and I kind of don't like wearing it, but sometimes I put it on my face just because with the face mask it rubs off on the face mask, and I just don't want that discoloration there. And then next in skincare, we'll talk about how I take care of the bump, the little baby bump. So what I was using in the beginning is Ever Eden Golden Belly Serum. This is kind of like a serum moisturizer for your belly. You just do a few drops and you rub it all over, and it keeps it moist. And it does have a smell to it that I kind of was not fond of after using it for a while. So then I went ahead and purchased another one. And this is the L'Occitane Supple Skin Oil. So L'Occitane Supple Skin Oil. This is a spray, and just a couple sprays. It's like made of almond oil, I believe is one of the ingredients, and it smells so good. I did invest in items that were below 3.8 ounces because I was traveling a lot. So I just didn't want to have a check-in luggage, so I just go ahead and hop on the plane and hop off. I didn't want to wait for my luggage, and I just wanted to get to my hotel, sleep, and then attend nursing school the next day. So this is why I have like little ones or little size ones. This one I really recommend. I really love this smell, so if you have a different smell preference while you're pregnant, go ahead and try these out. Belly oil from Hatch Mama. This one is my favorite out of the three. It's a larger bottle. This size is actually 6.6 fluid ounces. And so I would leave this one at home, so I wouldn't use it as much just because I was always traveling every week for the last 9 weeks. And I love this one. The aesthetic is just so perfect. Obviously, it's just a big dropper. I put a few drops on my belly, rub it all over. I also put it on my boobs because your boobs do stretch too. And I'm stretching forward, so I put it on my hips. I actually put it on my lower back and my butt and my upper back just because you never know. And you always want to keep your skin hydrated so that when it is stretching, you want to try to prevent stretch marks. And so this is what I use to prevent stretch marks and to keep my belly and my skin hydrated. It's really good. It really keeps my skin soft and hydrated. And to top it off, I actually do use Ever Eden. This is a nourishing stretch mark cream. I'm not really developing stretch marks yet, so let's hope I don't jinx myself. But I do put this on, and it's made of jojoba oil, mango butter, and centella. This one smells really good. So I like to put this on top of any of the three serums that I use, and it's kind of like, you know, your face. Like for your face, you do your serums first, and then your moisturizer, or even your hyaluronic acid, and then your moisturizer. And that's how I take care of my belly and all the surrounding areas to prevent stretch marks. And then last for skincare, It's not really skincare, but it is for your health. I do use the bug repellent, which is DEET free. This one's a travel size. We did go to Hawaii and I did have this for Hawaii because I was reading in articles that mosquitoes love pregnant women's blood, and this helped a lot to prevent it. So I just like toss this in my purse as well. If we're going out anywhere outdoors, I like to spray it on my exposed skin areas, and it's safe for children too. So I recommend this if you're going anywhere tropical or even just camping or going outside, you know, to have dinner by a fire pit. And then fourth on the list is actually pillows. This has its own category because sleeping, yes, if you've heard that sleeping is very difficult during pregnancy, or if you're one of the lucky ones and you don't struggle with sleep while pregnant, good for you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so jealous of you. In the beginning, I actually was sleeping pretty well. I was taking my medicine that does help with my head and neck pain. It helps me sleep, but obviously I stopped right. I actually was weaning myself off before we were trying to get pregnant, and then once I found out we were pregnant, I just stopped taking it cold turkey, and I actually was sleeping really well. Not really well like I would when I would take my medicine, but I slept well enough because obviously I had to get up in the middle of the night to pee in the beginning. Like the first trimester I would pee like 2 times, maybe 3 times, and then now I only get up like once, sometimes 2, but that's only if I drink so much or eat a lot of salt the night before and my body's just like, get rid of this salt and go pee. But yeah, I will feel the baby kicking literally like at 4 in the morning, and the baby's like, get up mom, we gotta go pee. And you know, I try to go to bed around 11 p.m. the latest. That's pushing it for me, but yes, so I always try to pee before then, and then when I wake up around 4:30, the baby's kicking, like, get up. And yeah, I'm an early bird still. I was an early bird before I got pregnant. Now the baby wants me to get up like at 5:30. And then I'll like do my business and then go back to sleep, or I'll just try to study for school and then take a long nap or take naps all the time. So back to the pillows. This pillow is a wedge pillow. So obviously I lay here on the side and then my belly rests right here. So I was a back sleeper before. Actually, before I got pregnant, before I had my stroke, I would always sleep on my face, or you know, on my stomach and my face to the side. And after my stroke, I would sleep straight on my back and my neck would be propped up by like this very stiff pillow. And then now that I'm pregnant, they say not to really sleep straight on your back, so I sleep at an angle on my sides, and this pillow helps so much to support my belly. I also use this when I watch TV, because when I lay on my side, it really helps to support your belly. Something like this. So I'll be laying down. You can imagine me laying down, and the belly like lays. You put this underneath, and your belly goes this way on the side. Another pillow that I invested in is this boppy. You might know about the U-shaped boppy, but this one is kind of like has 2 cushions on the side, and I lay in the middle here, and then these support me on the side so I don't move. So let me show you here. It's like this, and then so you know, like you prevent yourself from moving or rolling around. I don't really use this pillow anymore. This was more of my first trimester pillow, and then towards the end of first trimester, it got difficult to sleep with this because my body would feel like it would overheat, so then I stopped using it. I do sometimes use it for my back when I'm watching TV, and I'll use it with this wedge pillow. But this wedge pillow is my savior for in the middle of the night. But nothing compares to this pillow. This big Sea Sleeper body pillow. It is huge, so it probably doesn't fit on the frame. But let me stand up and show you. So it's like this. And I like to sleep with it this way when it's open on me. And so my feet will rest on this part, even though our bed lifts up our feet. I will still rest my feet on here, and then I will just like put my legs around this part and lay my face here as my pillow. And yeah, so it surrounds me on both sides, so it's perfect. If I turn to the left or turn to the right, it's perfect for me to get comfortable, and it's helped me sleep so well during the second trimester. We do have a king size bed, so I always say to Reggie, like, it's not gonna move, it's not gonna get in the way. because it's, you know, I make a little C shape on my side of the bed, but he always says it goes on his side, so I'm sorry about that, but it's just so comfortable. I love this pillow. I call it my boyfriend just so I can make Reggie jealous. Last but not least, books. So books and journals is what I love during this pregnancy and just as a person in general. I love to read for leisure. I do read a lot because I'm in nursing school. I have a lot of textbooks, but I do try to fit in my own reading, my own personal reading, and I've invested in these 2 books. This one is a Mayo Clinic Guide to Healthy Pregnancy. So it's a step-by-step book for each week that you go through, and it talks about body changes, workouts that you can do, how to deal with like a colic baby when the baby finally arrives, and how to prepare for your pregnancy. Since I'm a first-time mom, I just figured, why not read on what to expect during these times, like the type of tests that we're supposed to take during our ultrasound appointments and all of that. And then this one is, it's the shit that no one tells you. This is a guide to surviving your baby's first year, and it's just stories about other moms who have, you know, kids, little kids, older kids, multiple kids, struggled with kids, and I just like reading short stories because I think I can relate better to them. But I like shit that no one tells you and the stuff that like the doctors will tell you and what you read on the internet. So of course, a planner or journal. This is actually my planner. This is actually our inspo for the baby's room. Since we're not going to know the gender, we're trying to aim for more gender neutral items. I mean, minus the pink and stuff, but you get the gist. I just like to write down everything that I do for the day, and I mentioned that in one of my videos previously. Because I'm in nursing school, I have to write down all my due dates. I write my due dates for like bills, paydays, you know, events that me and Reggie have. We also do have our Apple Calendar that we share and for our meals and our events. But there's just something about writing things down physically for me, because I love to write, I love to collect pens, I love stationery, everything. And I just thought this is a great idea to also, you know, keep track of your journey with the baby. So we're actually on the market for a baby journal. You know, like the baby's first year, what happened during your first, second, or third trimester. We found a few, but we're narrowing down. And in the meantime, I'm just writing in my planner to talk about what I've experienced for that day, like, oh, the baby kicked for the first time, or the baby kicked this many times, what we did that day, what we ate, and yeah, so that's just something I love to do as a first-time pregnant mama to be. I cannot stress enough, like, take care of yourself. Always have that support system. It's really important, and Reggie has been my savior during this pregnancy. I honestly haven't cooked in months because I'm so tired all the time. Between nursing school, working full-time, and being pregnant, and, you know, vlogging on the side, or vlogging or Instagramming, I'm just exhausted. And he has been so generous in helping me out more than he has before. He's been cooking, ordering food, cleaning a lot. I try to clean, but my leg cramps are horrible. It prevents me from doing the things that I love to do or that I used to do. I do work out. I do try to jog a little bit and walk and lift light weights to keep myself and my blood flow going for the baby and me. But in the recent 2 weeks, I haven't really been so active, and so I plan to get more active now that I'm not doing clinical rotations this term, just because I want to take it easy for the baby and I want to limit my exposure to the Delta variant. Speaking of that, I did get vaccinated earlier this year before we found out we were pregnant, and so I was lucky enough to get vaccinated before knowing we were pregnant. And I know that it's a struggle for some women who are currently pregnant and they want to get vaccinated to prevent, you know, any worse symptoms or even catching COVID. And honestly, I am just so happy that I got vaccinated before I knew I was pregnant, because I would be in some of your shoes and I would be on the fence of should I get it or not. And honestly, I don't think I would get vaccinated if I were pregnant or far along in my pregnancy, just because that's just me personally, and it's a personal choice. And getting vaccinated or not, that is a personal choice regardless if you're pregnant or not. So whatever you decide, you do you. And yeah, so I do continue to wear my mask everywhere we go. It doesn't matter if the policy has changed, I will still wear my mask. Because of COVID, we're really limiting ourselves of going out. And because I did travel on the airplane a lot, I was so paranoid with catching anything, and that's why I took a non-clinical term, because I was assigned to a skilled nursing facility. And you know, when COVID first hit the United States, that's the first place that it broke out, was the nursing facilities, and I was scared. So in addition to all of those top 5 must-haves for first and second trimesters, I do recommend having a great support system. And I did mention Reggie is such a great support system. I do have friends and family as well, but there's no one like Reggie that has been helping me get through this time together. And I feel so bad for him sometimes, because my pregnancy hormones, obviously I'll snap once in a while, but then while I'm in the midst of crying or saying something to him, I'll say sorry, because it's just like, I know that it's not how I really feel. I mean, it is how I feel, but it's the hormones that are just exaggerating things. Also, I did mention I am going through depression. One concern that my OB has is the postpartum depression as well. So I'm getting treated for that. I do have a prenatal and postnatal therapist that is assigned to me, and I've been seeing them too. And I also see my regular therapist, whom I've been talking to or seeing for the last 3-4 years. And so having that support system and and utilizing your resources that are given to you, if you do have the proper health care, is something I definitely recommend, because it has been helping me get through this difficult time. You know, because every time we do go to our appointments, it's always confusing, just because in the sense that one day Reggie will be able to go to an appointment, and the next appointment he's just completely not allowed, because the restrictions for COVID keep changing. And recently we went to our anatomy scan, and he is allowed to join me for all the ultrasound appointments from now on until the very end. But for the ones that are with the Doppler appointments, like when we listen to the baby's heartbeat, he's not allowed. So we just record it every time. And you know, I know that there's other times that are very unfortunate for some people who their partners are not even around. And so we're just blessed to be able to have this experience and be able to record. And technology is amazing that we're able to record all of this and put it here on YouTube for you guys. So yeah, I just highly recommend utilize all your resources, ask questions, and don't feel bad or feel stupid to ask a question. There's never a wrong question to ask, especially during pregnancy, because if it's your first time, or even, you know, a new time. Say if you have like a older child and you're suddenly pregnant with a younger child who's like 10-15 years younger. Everyone's always gonna have questions, so don't be afraid to ask them. I'm never afraid to ask questions. This is just how I feel too as a student. I'm always asking questions. I'm always trying to participate, to receive knowledge and to learn. And I feel like this is a learning process for not only the mama to be, but also the parents to be. So yes. It's funny because I had a conversation with my therapist the other day, and she was just like, how are you and Reggie doing? And I was just like, we're good. She's like, I know this is something common in pregnant women, that we do tend to play the pregnancy card. I was like, yeah, I didn't want to do that, but I started to recently last week, just because I was traveling for nursing school and I wasn't taking out on him, but I was just so tired all the time. And it's not something that men will ever know what we're going through with pregnancy. And just to put that on top of being pregnant and going to nursing school, it was just something that was taking a toll on me. And I am quitting my job soon, so that is a stress factor that I'm eliminating, and I'm just slowly trying to get rid of the stress factors in my life to see if the treatment I'm receiving for depression is accurate, and if it's going to benefit me and Reggie in the long run, and especially the baby. But yeah, she was saying, like, a lot of women always like saying to their partners, are you the one carrying the baby? Who's carrying your baby? And I started saying that to him recently, and it shuts him up. I mean, I feel bad, but I can't at the same time, because it's just like, who is housing this baby? You know, who is sacrificing their body? So to all you women out there carrying babies, more power to you. We can do this. It's natural. We're made to do this, so let's get it. All right.